What can I do to have a happy family? Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to tell you anything new today because so many healers, psychologists, older people have written many good, you know what I mean by good, helpful things we can do to have a happy family. I would say though, from my experience, I have found that one of the biggest problems with families is they force things instead of allowing. I really think if we allow the individuals within the family to be more of an individual and to know that whatever they need, we are here. Many times when they do need us, we are not here, but we force ourselves upon them so that we can show to others that we are a family, that we have a family. The thing with children is they're very intuitive. They know when you are faking it. If you can keep this in mind, you would pretend less. Let's see, what can I do to have a happy family? The thing I find with most of my clients is their family wasn't there when they needed support. Not that their family is a bunch of evil people that don't want to or that did not want to support them. What it is they didn't know how to support them. They didn't know what to say. In most cases, simply saying, "I really don't know what to say," will help. And then just sit with them. Just listen. Don't rush to give advice. Sometimes we rush to give advice simply because we feel awkward at that moment. Other times, because we feel awkward, we say, "Well, at least this didn't happen." Or we turn it around completely and we make it about us. "You should see what happened to me." We try to find an even more dramatic thing that happened to us. But this is because we simply feel awkward. We don't know what to say. In those moments, I will repeat this, it's better to not say anything and simply be there. Simply listen. Because sometimes as they retell their story, they feel better. So let them retell their story over and over again until they get it out of their system, but they might never get it out of their system. But that's what family's for the annoying moments as well. It could be annoying hearing the same story over and over again, but what can you do? You should have thought about that before you started a family. Let's see. What can I do to have a happy family? Ask questions. Ask more questions like, "What can I do for you?" Or, "Tomorrow I'm free. What would you like to do?" Instead of, "Tomorrow we're going to go there and we're going to have fun." That isn't fun. You cannot force fun. Fun happens spontaneously. You cannot plan fun. Let's see. I grew up in a very big family, but I've never had one myself. So I'm sure people who have had families, have raised children, would be able to give you better advice. I'm only giving you the advice that I'm getting from my clients' higher self about family. The higher self will always force the client to ask herself or himself, why did I start a family? Because once you know, then it's as if you have a base to stand on. And then from there, from this base, you act accordingly. Because most of us are in denial of why we started a family. And this denial, like every denial, is not helping. So I would say, first, ask yourself, why did I have a family? Don't worry, the universe will not judge you. But for instance, if you say to yourself, you know what, I had a family because I do not want to be alone, your body will say, oh, okay, and will know how to attract situations where you are not alone. Okay, let's see. I would say let them be. Let your children be. Let them be. You do not know what is good for your children. No parent ever does. Because they've come here for different lessons. I've said this before, so I don't want to continue repeating myself. I think that's all I have at the moment, but there are so many different books or stories you can read about family. But acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. Accept everybody the way they are. Do not force them to be what you think is good or happy or right. We have enough proof that this does not work. It did not work for us. It did not work for our parents. So this does not work. You should be like this. You should be clean, you should be tidy, you should be polite. Never force your kids to be polite. Polite is fake. Let them be who they are. Don't just say you should be polite. Explain. If there is one person they should be polite to, explain why you think they should be polite to this person. Don't force them. Also, because we are going into an age of total individuality and total freedom. When you are forcing your kids to be something, they're going to kick back in this new energy. They're going to punch back. Let's see if I have another one. Let's end it in a happier note. What can I do to have a happy family? I would say be happy yourself. Stop working so many hours a week to provide plastic things for your family. Yes, meals. It does help when you eat at the same time. Don't make it a must. It could be in front of the TV if they cannot leave the TV, but it does help. I'm going to close it with, I'm not an expert on families. To be honest, I'm totally against families. I'm not an expert, so try and get information from someone else as well that at least has had a family, someone in their 50s or 60s. that can give you some wise advice. I will leave it at this.